It's the Carl's Jr. moment of the game. His bench loved it. His coach loved it. And Luka let everyone know. Still got it.
Still got some hops, man. You know, did a great job getting his body in tip-top shape, playing in the Euro games this summer. He's ready. Slim. Sticking it.
Fast twitch.
Fast twitch.
AR with 24 at the podium.
Austin, can you, if you don't mind, take us through the first quarter in Miami, playing through the game, and kind of what your week has been like, trying to get the groin up to where you're clear to play, and then how it felt after today?
Yeah, just felt a little something kind of early in that game, but obviously wanted to, finish the game and reevaluate after. And, that was a good win for us, against Miami. They've been playing good basketball, and, just wanted to, finish that one and then see what was going on. And, went through all the things that we had to go through, treated it, basically morning, evening, just to try to get back. I don't like missing games. I really wanted to play in Atlanta. But I think everybody thought it was just a little too early. So, it was good to get back. Felt great. Felt great.
Got it. Now,
Other than my jump shot.
Yeah, missed a few jumpers tonight. You did, after you made the one that didn't count, you turned to Luke with Luka trying to tell you that his was from further back. Was that what that was?
Yeah. Well, he was mad at me. He was mad at me for grabbing the one at the end of the third quarter and just chucking it. I didn't know how much time was left, and honestly, I thought the ball was out of bounds. So I was just trying to, throw it down to the other end and maybe get lucky. And he said he would have gave me an assist if I threw it to him. But we'll have to check the film and see which one was further.
One more. JJ had mentioned that the defense got a little better in the second quarter. Obviously, the third quarter, they only scored 15. What was there an adjustment, if any, or what were you doing better as a team?
I think it just started off with Marcus. He's always got the edge defensively, to, turn up a game. And once you see a guy like that giving, 110% effort every single possession, it boosts the rest of the team to, compete the way that he's competed. So, 7 steals is incredible. The stat line with him is never going to completely tell the full story on, how good he plays and how big he is for us. So, tip your hat to him because he changed the game, second quarter, but really the third quarter, and was really active.
You mentioned Marcus, but when we were talking with JJ, he actually mentioned Rui as someone's defense who stood out. I think he said this may have been his best defensive game of the season. What have you seen from him just on that side of the floor, not just tonight, but through the first 11 games of the season?
Yeah, I think that just the attention to detail. He knows you can go ask him at any point in the game what coverage we're in, what we're wanting to do in certain actions, and he's super locked into that. And when you're super locked into that and the effort's high, you're going to be put in situations to be in the right spot, make the right play. And I feel like that's, been what he's done. The competitive spirit's very high, and he pays attention to the little details and where he needs to be in our defense, and it's been really, really good for us.
AR said he wanted to get back as quickly as possible. Hates missing games. Well, he was back tonight. D-Fish.
He was.
Fish is focus.
Austin talked about being in the right spots, et cetera. Like, some guys have to study real hard and be super locked in before the game to be in the right spots. And then there are guys like Austin that in the moment, in real time, he can figure it out on the fly. Here, these are all just read and react situations. He is driving down the lane. Best defensive player here, size, chasing, a ball fake, back to a finish, and then a lob over the top. That's just basketball IQ. Here, good closeout by Bridges, ball down, too close, attacks, sees the 7'3" guy coming over, puts the brakes on, and then able to get to the off-balance finish. That's just, great basketball talent and IQ. Here, recognizing the clock. A lot of guys would have maybe rushed and tried to get a shot up, but he took his time. You see the passion there, finishes at the rim. Here, he sees that Luka's being face guarded, so he already knows this is 2-on-2 in the middle of the floor. Once he gets here and he snakes it, he keeps Sexton on his back. Call that a hostage dribble, Geets. No way he can get out of there. Yeah. And then Austin just takes his time and reads the situation. And so, again, there are guys that you have to know everything before the game and really study the game plan. Austin does that, but then he also, in the moment, can manipulate things and create situations. Super talented player, man, and just continues to get better.
Great breakdown. Yeah, not only is he a student of the game, James, we talk so much about this, but like that creativity, too, like in the moment. It's not scripted.
It's a special talent to have the ball in your hand and feel players. You know, he can feel players 2 feet away. He can manipulate a guy that's right on him. He slows down to let the defense get to him so he can get those fouls. You can't teach that. That just comes with playing basketball, being a gym rat, and just sensing the game as it's happening. Not too many people can do that.
All right, guys, we're waiting to hear from Luka Doncic. 38 points tonight, which means his scoring average actually went down. More reaction from Charlotte. Lakers 121-111 over the Hornets. Laker fans, time to celebrate. Your Lakers won the game, scoring you 2 free tacos with any drink purchase from Jack in the Box tomorrow. Just ask for the Lakers deal when you order. Valid only at Los Angeles restaurants. Go Lakers. Go Jack. Marcus Smart's plus 15, had 7 steals, 13 points. He's with Mike Trudell.
Marcus, you could argue that in the first quarter, Charlotte was getting into the paint a little bit too easily. JJ noted that started to change in the second. Obviously, you peaked in the third. What were you doing to kind of help initiate that for the team, and how do you think it flipped?
Just being aggressive. I think I came out in the second quarter and I picked up full and got a steal. That kind of led into, the rest of what we saw tonight. We started off slow. We got to expect that, though. We got to expect teams are going to give us their best shots, especially early, and we got to do a better job of, sustaining those runs and not letting it get out of control like it did tonight and when we were in Atlanta.
7 steals for you, I believe, is one short of a career high. But what's the balance between helping your team that way and then on other possessions just being solid and not having something show up in the box score?
Yeah, I mean, it's just part of it. Just trying to make an impact any way you can. Use my instincts to the best of my ability. Getting the steals or not getting the steals, just putting myself in the position to be able to help my team, and whether that's communicating, whether that's guarding certain guys and things like that. Unfortunately, we're in a league where things like that go a lot of times unnoticed, or it's not as loud as scoring 40 or stuff like that. But it takes those type of things to win games and to win championships. And every team right now is playing and trying to win a championship, and they got guys on the team like that, and they're going to need them.
You mentioned scoring 40. I don't think you wound up with 40, but 38 from Luka, including that dunk in the third. What you make of it? The dunk, the yell, the hanging on the rim, just all of it. Finally,
I mean, the way he be getting by, he's always acting. Might as well go and dunk it one time. I guess you got to piss him off for that, but we loved it. We love to see Luka being aggressive in that way. The yell, everything that came with it.
You mentioned also, sometimes defensively being solid doesn't always show up, that praise. JJ mentioned he actually praised Rui's defense there in the third. What you make of his Rui's defense in the third and just overall his defense this season?
Hey, I'm proud of the samurai, man. Proud of my guy, man. He's, Rui's been doing such a good job on the offensive end. To see him pick it up on the defensive end has been, a fresh breath of air for everybody. We know he can do it, and he knows he can do it. And we're glad to see him finally accepting that and using, his ability to be able to play both hands offensively and defensively.
Luka, where are you at? Lakers have now won 6 of their last 7 games. More reaction ahead from Charlotte, including from Luka. We hope. 5-game road trip rolls on. Next stop, a visit to the reigning champ Oklahoma City Thunder, and they are rolling. Then it's Pelicans and Bucks back-to-back Friday and Saturday. Next Tuesday and Sunday, it'll be a home-and-home series with the Jazz. Will LeBron be back? All of these games can be seen right here on Spectrum Sports Nets. Let's go back to Mike Trudell. He's with Rui Hachimura.
All right, Rui, we'll get to the offense in a second, but JJ had mentioned your defense and kind of it stood out to him in a couple of ways. What did you see on that end, and what were you trying to bring defensively?
I was just trying to be aggressive on both ends, but defensively, I was guarding Miles, so he was kind of, he was get going, so I had to kind of be more physical and try to stop him. But I think as a team, I think we did a good job on the second half. We are communicating better on the switches and all that, so that's why we got this dub.
Last game in Atlanta, I think, broke a streak of which you were over 50% for, I think, 7 straight games. Obviously, you got back to that tonight. Where are you feeling with the rhythm from, I guess, basically everywhere so far this season and from where your shots are coming?
What do you mean by that, 50 what?
So you were over 50% in, I think, 7 straight games just from the field. So just the consistency, basically, of the shots going in until Atlanta, and then you get back to that tonight.
I mean, this is decision making, shot selection, I think me and Bo been working a lot, and watching the film and just trying to be more smart with the shot selection. So, it's either how they guarding right now in the NBA, it's hard to shoot threes and just get to the rim. So I think mid-range is the ones that, kind of open up for me right now. But yeah, just trying to be aggressive and trying to play my game. And yeah, that's where it's working.
Defensively, what do you think you've kind of worked on personally to get to this level?
I think that being in the right position, to start and communicate. It was a team defense, so, we have to communicate and we gotta just, be vocal, more vocal. That was the key that, I kind of trying to be more focused on it this year, and I think it's working.
What you make of Luka's dunk in the third?
Well, that was actual dunk. Yeah, talk about the other one was dunked too, like a couple games ago, but I don't think it was a dunk. So this is the first dunk of the year.
You and Austin agree you didn't think that first one was a dunk either?
No, that wasn't a dunk. Yeah, this was the dunk. Yeah.
When Luka's doing stuff like that, like how does that kind of fire you guys up as a team, or
he was doing everything today. He was calling double team for him. He said come. So yeah, it's crazy. How he plays, and it makes us easier. To those shots. That's why those my percentage, higher. Of course, because he gets a lot of attention, and Austin too. Gets a lot of traction. So that's why I think it's easier for me.
How do you feel like game like tonight, game like over the weekend will help prepare you for Wednesday night in Oklahoma?
Yeah, it's just long road games, after our crazy first 8 games, the schedule. So we of course, a little fatigue, but we have to get rest, and we just gotta watch film, and they're number 1 team. So right now, so we got to be ready for the war on Wednesday.
Luka scored 38, Austin Reaves 24, Rui 21. All Lakers starters scored in double figures. More reaction ahead from Charlotte. We'll look ahead to Wednesday in OKC with the champs. Lakers fans, Spectrum Sportsnet Plus on the NBA app is your ticket to Laker games on Spectrum Sportsnet all season long. Watch games on any device, anywhere in Southern California, without a cable or satellite subscription. Sign up at nba.com/sportsnet and start streaming Spectrum Sportsnet anytime, anywhere. Lakers get to win 121-111. Fish, I'll start with you. The Hornets had that hot first quarter. They scored 40 points. They shot 71%, and they made 8 threes. What did you like that the Lakers kind of changed? Effort for sure, but in terms of, changing things up a little bit defensively.
Yeah, I mean, it's just early in the season. You're still getting accustomed to, how some of these teams play, in particular with younger players that you haven't faced before. Western Conference team versus an Eastern Conference team. There are times where you don't see an Eastern Conference team for over a calendar year. You may not even remember, if a guy's left-handed or right-handed until the game starts. And so I think the Lakers, just as they got a handle for how the Hornets were attacking them offensively, they were able to settle in, like you said, the effort improved, but also just having a feel for your opponent.
It's not always easy to adapt to teams you don't see that often, and particularly when some of their key players are out. It's a tough adjustment sometimes. It's all, energy and muscle and, defense, and the Lakers were able to do that. In the third quarter particularly, ran them off the three, were a little bit more aggressive, made them move the ball a little bit more. Charlotte does a pretty good job of running their offense, but the Lakers matched that intensity in the third, and the defense prevailed.
All right, guys, up next for the Lakers, a trip to Oklahoma City to take on the defending NBA champions. We'll have a preview of Wednesday's matchup when we come back. Luka, 38. Here he is with Mike Trudell in the media.
Luka, on the court, I forgot to ask you about your dunk. Several of your teammates pointed it out, although Austin was trying to claim that your one in crypto didn't count. Seemed kind of mean-spirited, but he said you do have more than him.
He's a hater. He got 0.
That's right. Yeah.
No, it was good. I can dunk. I just don't want to do it all the time.
Yeah, just choose not to sometimes.
Yeah.
What was the biggest difference defensively for you guys after the way that Charlotte started the first quarter, kind of especially coming out of the Atlanta game?
Yeah, I think it was, like I said, in the first quarter they hit 8 threes, I think, and we just needed to be more physical. We were off the bodies, all 5 players, so we just needed to be more physical. So I think we did that great throughout till the end of fourth. I think we did that great job.
It's so early in the season still, but when you just look at how this team has managed to win games without being fully healthy, how encouraged are you, big picture, as you kind of look forward to this next part of the season?
I think it's always great to start good. It gets you on the long road of the season. So it's always great to start, and it's always next man up mentality. I know we were shorthanded. I missed games. Air missed games. Braun hasn't even played, so. I think this team has a big potential.
You brought up LeBron. He's going to be practicing with South Bay at some point this week. What's the, eagerness or excitement like in the locker room as, it seems like we're getting closer and closer to him being back on the floor with you guys?
Yeah, we can't wait. All of us can't wait. It's Braun, so it's always good to have him back, so hopefully soon.
And I think it was the other day you mentioned that Rui's having an underrated start to the season. JJ praised his defense specifically in that third quarter. When Rui's when Rui's flowing, he's performing the way that he does for you guys. What difference does that make for you guys as a team?
It helps us win games a lot. But like I said, I think outside that, maybe Atlanta game. He was very underrated. I feel like nobody talks about him, but he deserves a lot of credits in our wins. He's been amazing for us, and the way he plays, every game, it just helps us a lot, especially to win games.
I know you love to hate him, but what was it like having Austin back?
Nah, it's great. I was pushing him to get back. I needed him back, so... it's always great to have him back. He's an amazing player. So, you saw it today. Just after missing 4 games, it's not, or I don't know how much it was. It's not easy to just come back and perform the way he performed. So, props to him, and we're happy to have him back.
Marcus had 7 steals as well. I know you've talked a lot. I know you've talked a lot about just the defensive impact he has, but just what kind of tone does he set, even when he's not collecting those steals, but just vocally. With his leadership and his just intensity in general.
He sets the tone from the start. 7 steals is insane. It shows what kind of player he is. But then he's doing it on the offensive end too. So I think the signing of him was special for us, and we need every single steals of that. We need it every day. But just his impact is insane. It brings us together as a team.
First of all, did you need a recovery dunk or a recovery beer after your dunk?
No.
That's good. Just with getting this bounce back tonight and what happened in Atlanta over the weekend, how does that kind of help y'all get ready for what's a big game Wednesday night in Oklahoma?
Yeah, we forgot about that game, we obviously know none of us played like we should have played. That's not who we are. So we owe ourselves, to show that we can be way better than that. So I think except the first quarter, we showed that today.
And then I know you talked a lot about Marcus.
All right, let's talk a little OKC, big game, Shea doing it all. They're 10-1. They're the defending champs. They know how to do it now, and they are deep. Doesn't matter if Jalen Williams is playing or not.
Doesn't matter who's in the lineup, Geeter. They have a system there that works. And when you have tasted the honey, you don't want anything less than that. So they are focused. And they know one championship that's just the start of dominance. They're looking for another one.
Yeah, you think about, the 2 teams the Lakers have played the last couple of nights. An Atlanta Hawks team and then a Charlotte Hornets team. Neither of those games were easy. Obviously, Atlanta was a bad night. Got the win tonight against Charlotte. But OKC, regardless of who's playing, the level doesn't drop off. It could be starters, bench guys. it's a consistency and a championship mindset. Should be a great matchup Wednesday night.
And guys, also, just the way this team plays too, they're going to defend you. But here's the deal, big game. Last year, Lakers played this team real tight. So you got to expect it to be a fun one.
Something that they can fall back on.
Yeah.
You know, they're playing decent defense thus far. And look, that's what they got to bring 4 quarters against a pretty good dominant championship team.
That's what I like about JJ's coaching approach.
Yep.
Like every game is a chess match.
Yeah.
So they'll have some things dialed up.
Because OKC will be physical, they'll get full court.
They'll have some things dialed up for sure.
All right. For Derek Fisher, James Worthy, and Mike Trudell, I am Chris McGee. Lakers get the win.